Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Ryan Hicke, CEO of Nasdaq-listed SEI Investments, a provider of tech-forward solutions for the financial services ecosystem. Ryan joins me to discuss the demand for outsourcing and digital transformation, data, and talent. Ryan, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Jill, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
And so are we. Let's start with an industry overview and why you are seeing growing demand for outsourcing and digital transformation.
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously the pandemic just accelerated everything in both of these fronts. But I think that what's happened is firms have stopped looking at outsourcing as a labor arbitrage or a different type of strategy to staff augment. I think what they've done is it's actually collapsed the view of technology strategies and business strategies. And what's happening is I think as firms really need to rethink their digital footprint and rethink their capabilities, they're thinking less about what I would define as outsourcing and really looking at what partners could they actually work with in the market that can bring skills or experience to bear to accelerate their delivery to an ever-growing and demanding end customer base. So I think it's just an acceleration of a lot of trends that people want what they want on demand in ever-changing ways. And I think it is very difficult for even the largest organizations to try to go at that alone.
How is the competition for talent impacting financial services?
Cool, it's tough. I think you kind of look at it through a couple lenses. One, it's just retention, right? So what are we doing as organizations to continue to invest in our people? So we need to continue to think about ways to make sure that our employees are engaged, that they're getting the best out of what SEI could bring. But not just that, but it's also how do they bring their best selves to work every day? So that's kind of first and foremost for us. When we go out to think about competing for new talent in the market, people just have more options. That pendulum's swinging a little bit, I feel like, Jill, in the last couple of months. But people have different demands and different options. You are seeing a little bit of an exodus out of kind of larger organizations into more startups, into more product-oriented firms. But I do think there is still a lot of opportunity out there, and the talent pool is so wide. If we're focused and we're vigilant about it, we can go find the talent.
What about the need for data privacy and protection?
Explosion. I mean, it's got to be top of mind for any executive because data just spreads. It's everywhere inside organizations. The regulatory landscape, I think, will continue to intensify. But I think if you take a different perspective and don't look at data as a vulnerability, but look at data as a strength and data as an asset, firms are really trying to figure out how can they harness that data. But that data better be secure. That data better be right in the right format. And then I also think that when organizations think about their network and security posture, because of the spread of remote work, because of the breadth and location of clients that serve, they have to think differently about that. And I guess it goes a little bit back to Jill, to your question around the talent. I think what organizations have learned is skill sets aren't as fungible as we all thought. When you talk about digital transformation, or if you're thinking about an end client mobile experience, that's not the same skill set as a cybersecurity expert and a data scientist. So I think organizations, to your outsourcing question, are really thinking about how can they go access some of that talent if they don't have the capability or the time to go acquire and build all of that in-house. But it's interesting, I do believe the concepts of data security have just risen further and further up the ladder as issues for CEOs and board members and executives as to what they're doing inside their firms about that.
What are the types of solutions SEI provides for the financial services ecosystem, and what are the key strategic focal areas for the company?
Sure, that's great. I'll try to do this succinctly for you. So we really have three big pillars and we're expanding those, Jill. We have a history in providing technology solutions. We have a history of providing investment management, asset management solutions out to the market, and then operational and administrative capabilities. So we really have built a 54-year history of providing either one of those pillars or a combination of all three. I think to your previous question, we're looking at what can we do inside of existing markets to expand our footprint with our existing client base. We sit so uniquely in the center of financial services. When you look at the breadth of the clients we serve, we have the world's largest investment managers, the world's largest banks, all the way down to individual investment advisors, pension schemes, and a global footprint. But we're thinking more about how do we expand our platforms and capabilities into more areas like cybersecurity and data capabilities and how could we combine them to increase our footprint in existing clients and expand that into new prospects? It's exciting.
It is exciting. And you read my mind, because my question to you was, where do you see opportunities for growth? And of course, cyber is a key area, I would imagine.
Cyber's huge. We lost a cybersecurity business a couple of years ago. And I think there's a reason that it's exciting for us, because it's allowing us actually, Jill, to move outside of financial services. So our 54-year history has been really exciting, and we've been really privileged, but we have serviced that industry. But our capabilities and the demand for cybersecurity runs horizontal. So that's an opportunity, I think, for SEI to maybe start to expand our footprint outside of the financial services industry. But it also keeps coming back to your outsourcing question, Jill. A lot of our clients are coming back to us and saying, what more could SEI bring to bear? And I'm sure other firms are getting the same question. They don't want to expand their footprint of partners if they don't have to. So we see cybersecurity and a couple other capabilities as ways for us to add more value even to existing clients.
All right, Ryan, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Great, Jill. Thank you for having me today.